It's a shame that we've gotten such a toxic political environment today in Washington that you can't sit down and have reasonable discussions with reasonable people to come out to a reasonable conclusion. And I think we can, and I'm hoping for the sake of our children. You know, I'm a firm believer. My wife and I are big supporters of the 5 Promises to Children that Colin Powell, his organization's promoted for so many years. The second promise is every child should have a safe place in their life. Sometimes it's not always the home. 99% of the time it's been the school, and we've taken that away now.
So if these children, these terrible victims, the innocents who've been slaughtered, if that is the red line for America, have you told the NRA, your backers, that you're talking out?
Absolutely.
What did they say to you?
No. We're going to sit down and have conversations. They know where I'm coming from. We've talked, and I think it's very important. And we all talk. We might agree to disagree to a certain extent, but these are reasonable, great people. They're basically believers in defending the Second Amendment of our Constitution, which I do.
Right, but as you and I know, we've said it, there's a Second Amendment,
did it go
and
further
then there are military weapons that are being used on the streets of America and in the schools of America.
And I have said this, Michelle, I don't know anybody in my arena as far as the sportsmen and the hunters that basically are using these types of weapons and not being able to enjoy the hunt.
But they freak out, as you know, and they start threatening politicians and this,
I'm not saying
if the slightest mention of any kind of gun control comes up, whether it's the magazines that contain multiple rounds, whether it's the semi-automatics, whether it's the assault weapons, whatever it might be.
Yes.
So do you think that the NRA will get behind any kind of legislation to limit the real danger weapons, those weapons that you and I know have no business being outside of a battlefield?
I would say to all of my friends that we need to come together and sit down and have these discussions. We need to. It's time has come. For the sake of our children, for the sake of your children, for the sake of this great country of ours. This is unacceptable in America. To have children slaughtered in their own school where they should be protected. To have people having weapons that can do this type of mass slaughtering. It's just wrong. And it's everybody keeps talking gun control. We need cultural change. We need to look at all of ourselves and how we are, what tolerations we have today, how the media basically glorifies some of this very violent action. We sell these tapes to the kids. We sell these games to kids, and they sit there and they watch them on their TVs or play them on their video games. And we, you know...
It is, there are elements of real violence in this culture.
Then we have, because of our financial condition in our country, we can't afford the mental health that people are needing and the help they need. And we're cutting back on that. There's so many things that go into this. I don't have that feeling of fear that...
Of not being re-elected because the gun lobby will turn against you.
Well, I don't think so. I really don't. I know everybody thinks these are extremely good people, and we cannot villainize. These are people that have protected the Second Amendment, which I believe in. And these are people that I've hunted with, that I do an awful lot of outdoor activities with, and I've never seen them professing, well, we have to have this type of a weapon, we have to have this many rounds, we have to have all this and that.
So you're committed to change?
I'm committed to bringing the dialogue that will bring a total change. And I mean a total change.
Including stiffer gun control.
And including the reforms that we're looking at as assault weapons. And basically how they get into hands of deranged people. And basically the clips of multiple clips, which is Chuck Schumer. Moving on that, we're going to look at all of that. That's all on the table.
Senator Manchin, thank you very much for being with me.
Appreciate it.
And just a short time ago, another senator, also a member of the NRA, Mark Warner of Virginia, echoed Joe Manchin, saying that he too will support a ban on assault weapons. After a short break, we'll ask the question, what exactly does U.S. law say about the right to bear arms? Have gun lovers distorted the Constitution? We'll look for answers in a moment, but first,